Fear is something that tells you to stay hidden, but your purpose was never meant to live in silence. And every challenge you survive proves there's something greater calling you forward. A lot of the times, we just cower in fear, and when we're going through fear, it's something that um it's a really tough thing to deal with. And we sometimes we cower, but there's always something greater on the other side, and there's always something better for us to go through, um, or better for us to do in life in general. And the world may try to convince you that you're too weak or too late or too broken, but purpose doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for courage, you know? And we need to find things in our lives that actually give us purpose, because they can pull us through, man. And every successful person once stood exactly where you are now, unafraid, but they kept moving even when fear whispered reasons to quit. Fear, it grows louder when you're close to growth. And when you're close to greatness, a lot of the times things will happen to, in what your mind could be, oh, it's like it's trying to stop me from achieving something, but that's not the case. you know the moment you begin believing in yourself, is the moment that your future starts changing. And I always tell people, hang on to hope and stuff like that. But some people spend their whole lives avoiding risk, but purpose is found by those willing to walk through discomfort to discover who they truly are. Your struggles were not created to destroy you. They were meant to shape resilience, wisdom, and strength that can literally inspire other people one day. So yeah, let your struggles, wear them like an open book, and make the most of those struggles, because they can inspire other people. And strength can inspire others one day when they see that. And there is a version of yourself waiting on the other side of fear. Someone who is stronger, someone who is wiser, someone who is more confident than the person doubting themselves today. And stop measuring your life by how scared you feel, and start measuring it by how many times you stood up despite the fear trying to stop you. Fear only controls your future when you obey it. But don't let fear get in the way. Let your purpose be your driver. Let your purpose be the thing that pulls you forwards and pulls you through. And, focus on the things that you love, your passions and all of that. And just continue forward. And, never give up. And you were not created to spend your life hiding from possibilities. So get out there and make something that you're proud of, and don't be afraid. Live your life with confidence if you can, and be proud of who you are. I'll see you in the next one.